Welcome to the currently unnamed backyard BMX and mountain bike dirt jumps. While it's not exactly in my backyard, it is only about a 5-minute drive from my house, so well, close enough. The jumps are still a work in progress, but now that classes are finishing up in the next 2 weeks and I'm gonna have a lot more free time, you can bet I'll be out here almost every day it isn't raining to get this line finished and to start riding them. I will also be posting pictures of all the updates to the trails on my Instagram if you want to get a better idea of them. While I'm not going to give you the backstory on how these trails came about just yet, I am going to explain the goal of them. These trails are meant to have a progressive learning curve as the jumps get more difficult the further down the line you get. This is because we're a little limited on space, so we can't have an entire line of 6-foot doubles with 8-foot gaps if we want to include beginners, which is the goal of these jumps. This way, they'll be able to hit each jump and gradually work their way down to the bigger jumps at the end of the line. The beginning of the line consists of a 10-foot tall roll-in. We definitely could have made this a little smaller for the current size of the jumps, but hey, why not make it a little bigger in case we do eventually make these jumps taller. The first jump in the line, or the rather large beginner jump, is a 4.5-foot tall tabletop. This jump has already caused a few crashes when we were testing it, but that's part of the learning curve, right? We also put a right hip on the tabletop, which will eventually lead into another more technical line, but we'll leave that for later. Following the beginner jump is a really fun left hip. The gap of the hip is filled in so that beginners will still have a rather large case pad for the first few times they hit it. Immediately following the hip is a berm with a roller at the end to build speed for the first real double of the line. While the landing of the double still needs to be finished, the lip is looking perfect. I can't wait to test out this jump once it finally stops raining long enough for the ground to dry. Until then, from digging drains to finishing the rest of the jumps, there's still a ton of work to be done. So where do we go from here? For that, you'll have to subscribe and stick around over the next few weeks as I reveal updates and riding videos every Saturday. What I will do is tell you how we've gotten this far without telling you the whole backstory. So I'll answer a few questions that you probably have just by watching this video. What kind of videos will I be putting out? In the coming weeks, I will be making time-lapse videos, update videos, dirt jump how-tos, and of course, how to build the perfect dirt jump with perfect edges. Where did the dirt come from? The dirt on the land we are using is unfortunately not the best for building dirt jumps, but thankfully one of my buddies knew somebody with a hydraulic lift trailer, or essentially a dump truck trailer. We were able to use this to bring in multiple loads in one day and drop them about where we thought the jumps would be, saving us a ton of time compared to having to shovel it out of the bed of a truck. What kind of other lines will there be? Currently I have 2 lines planned out that in a future video I'll draw up so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The first of those being the technical line off the first jump's right hip. The second line will be a little different and take advantage of all these trees that we have next to the jumps. I've already started scoping out an area to eventually make a more mountain bike oriented line through the trees. Tight corners and some wooden bridges and jumps are just a few of the things to expect in this trail. Like I said though, we have to finish the first line before we can move on to more. So what jumps and features do you think we should include in these trails? Let me know your ideas down in the comments or on Instagram. If we like your idea and it isn't something we had already planned on building, I'll give you a shout out in a future video when we start building it. For now, these jumps are my main priority and I'm going to be putting a lot of work into them. I can't wait to show you guys what we have planned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.